You boys look like a weird heavy metal band.
Yes, we are a band.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do you play?
Symphonic post-apocalyptic reindeer grinding Christ-abusing extreme war pagan phennoscandic metal.
Right. Really interesting.
What's everybody? DJ Nubis here with you, the Metal Tavern Radio podcast, doing my special guest here, Nick from the band The Usurper out of Greece. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, man. I'm great. How about you?
Awesome, man. I was really excited when you contacted me. Of course, had your your debut record, Hell Breaks Loose, in my top 5. It actually is now going to be one of the albums end up in my best of 2024, so I'm really excited for that.
Thank you.
You contacted me, and we wanted to do a little interview here, talk to you a little bit to get to know you and the band. And I guess the best way to start is because, Greece is a pretty big hotspot for metal bands. I mean, you got stuff like Rotting Christ, Septic Flesh, Kawir, Firewind, Necromantia. So what is it like for you over there? How is the scene right now with metal?
It's good. It's it always has been pretty much. There's a lot of metal right here. I don't know why, actually, because we have a lot of sun. So, but we have a city government, so that might be the reason. We always have had a city government, so this may be a reason for metal bands to exist. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's just, of course they're all over the world, but it just seems like Greece just always has been like one of those big hot spots, and that's kind of cool. So
great.
as I said, you just put out your debut record, Hell Breaks Loose. So if you would kind of first give me an idea, like what you do in the band and who your other band member mates are.
Well, actually, I'm the guitar player, one of the 2 guitar players and the singer. And I pretty much started the band. There is Kostas, the other guitar player, who did all the solos in the record, and is still doing the solos for next up and coming record we have. And we have Kostas, my best friend, and I don't know the word in English. I guess it's the godfather of my child. Yeah, godfather of my child. Yeah, he is our bass player, and Tanasi is our drummer. Pretty much, I write the music, and everybody does their part.
So you're the main songwriter, you compose everything, and then they kind of just add in whatever they're putting into it.
Yeah, it's all ideas. I come up with a main idea for the songs, and then everybody puts his little, I don't know, his little idea.
Their specialty, yeah.
Yeah, their specialty. That's a word.
So I kind of get a vibe when I listen to the record that it's got this sort of black speed thrash metal vibe. Would that be accurate to define what you are?
Yeah, very much. It's mainly thrash, lots of black metal influences, lots of more specifically like Hell Reaper influence. I love this style of music. Midnight, which we played together a bit in May. I love bands like that, so it's a huge inspiration, and I'm very drawn to black metal and rock and roll kind of style.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I wanted to
so it was pretty exciting to open up for Midnight.
Yeah,
for you there.
Yeah, especially being a band since January. Only 5 months of existence. I didn't think it would happen, but it did, and it was amazing.
Awesome. I see you're wearing a Twisted Sister shirt. Any influences going back that far?
Yeah, subconsciously.
Yeah, I grew up in the 80s, so I'm all about a lot of that 80s hard stuff.
Yeah.
So what other bands are influence for your music?
I would say when I was writing the Hell Breaks Loose record, the biggest influence was definitely Distraction and Sodom and
Sodom,
a bit of Slayer and bands like that, but mainly European stuff. Now I'm more into the black metal, black speed metal bands like Hell Reaper, like I said, which is my favorite band right now from the newer bands. Toxic Holocaust, maybe, you know, that kind of sound. Toxic Holocaust, Midnight, Omega. If you know them, they were
Oh
from
yeah.
here too. Yeah, you know Omega.
It's been a while for bands like Toxic Holocaust. Though I don't know if they put anything out recently, but they were pumping stuff out for a little while.
Yeah, they
Very
were
good
amazing.
stuff.
I think the last record came out in 2021, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But I love it.
So with your name, like it does have, there's of course the original Usurper from the States, and there's a few other has the same name. So what is the backstory with how you came up with your version of it?
Well, it's funny actually. It's one of my favorite bands in the world is Celtic Frost and Tom Warrior. Yeah, and
Yes.
I never thought I would see them play live. Not them, like the tracks, and they were playing in the summer in Athens in the festival with Triptychon, and I was there very drunk with my drummer, with my bass player now, my godfather, you know, Costas. And I was talking to him about starting the band and writing the songs and stuff. And Tom Warrior says the Usurper, the track, but I heard it like I always heard it like a Usurper. So that's what I call it. And when he says that, I go to my bass player and I say that's the name of the band, you know. So there's not thoughts, there's not much thought about that. Besides that, and the fact that we're pretty much the members of my old band. We were the founding members of my old band, and I like the Usurper as a meaning, like I don't know, taking the throne from the other stuff, which has been really in my life since 15 years old. You know.
Yeah. So when it came to Hell Breaks Loose, like you said that you're like the main contributor with the music and stuff. I mean, what was the writing process like? Did it take you? Did it take a while to come up with this, or did it just kind of come through your head very fast?
The process. I had the process in my mind for the idea in my mind for like a year or two, but I couldn't write anything. I didn't want to write anything, and every track was like a freestyle. Every track was written because I work on nights, and I finish work 4 o'clock in the morning. And every track was written when I was getting back home. Like I had the idea in my mind on the road back home, and I just had the whole track for everyone, for each of the tracks. I knew what it would be immediately when I was home, and I was just started writing and stuff.
Yeah.
It was a big freestyle.
Yeah. Speaking of, because you mentioned you have a son, is it a son, daughter?
Daughter.
Okay, so clearly you have a family life. So for you as a musician, does it ever get frustrating that because metal's never really been like this lucrative financial big impact as far as the scene is concerned, but so a lot of the musicians are working day jobs and stuff like that. So does it ever get frustrating for you that you have to kind of balance that out between family and the career that you've chosen?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, it used to be when I was younger because I was having a band since I was 14 years old, and all I could think about is I want to live off of that. I want to make money off of that. I don't want to have a regular job and stuff like that. But right now, I don't care. You know, I just do what I do. If it becomes successful, good. I wish. I'm glad, but I don't really care about that. It's a way out. It's a way to put my mind into the world and my thoughts. So I don't really care if I make money off of it or if I live off of it. I don't care.
Yeah, definitely. Now, obviously, we know about the writing and the riffs and stuff for your album. What is your lyrical approach to the record? Is it political or is it just fantasy? How do you approach that?
It's pretty much a freestyle too, because every song I write, I always record vocals for it, and the words never have a meaning. There are not real words, but there's always an idea. It's more like there are some political stuff and social stuff in there. On like tracks like Soldiers of Death, the final track of the record. But right now, I'm more into anti-religious stuff. There are still on Hell Breaks Loose. There are many personal stuff like Still Nowhere, which is a reference to my first album with my former band. It was called Straight From Nowhere, and the track is called Still Nowhere, and it's very personal stuff. If the world relates, if people relate with it, that's great.
Yeah, I kind of like that too when a band or an artist will approach their songwriting in a sense that even if they have their own vision of what the song is about, if it's open-ended, the listener can kind of take it for what might mean to them. Like, I really like that approach to it.
Yeah, me too. I think if you read the lyrics or if you understand the lyrics by the way I sing, which is difficult, but maybe someone can. I think people will be able to relate with it, with the meaning.
I did notice on your Bandcamp that it's the CDs have already sold out.
Yeah.
Are there any plans to like maybe put this on vinyl or even cassette? Because I've been doing a lot of cassette collecting these days. So
Well, I would love to, and I'm sure there will be a chance to do it. Right now, I do not have the connections to make it because it doesn't make financial sense yet. To I don't know. I think it will be too expensive for me right now to do that.
right. Yeah, it's always the
So
trick is getting that money.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to make money, but I don't want to lose it. I have a family, so there will be definitely a restock for CDs next week, I think, or in 2 weeks, and I will work on getting the CD on vinyl and cassette. I will definitely do that when I have the time.
Now, you guys are independent, right? You don't have a label yet?
Yeah.
Do you like it that way, or would you prefer to be on a label?
I would prefer to be on a label for stuff like that we just said, because I wouldn't have to worry about finding the right people, worrying about the price of things, and we will just make awesome stuff and put it to the world. But I like it independently too. I write lots of music. I might have our 2 next albums ready already. So I think we could work with a label. I think we
I
could
always
do it.
wondered if like because I don't think I've ever asked this to him because I've done interviews before, but it didn't just dawn on me. Like you're familiar with the metal scene and the music scene and how everything works. Do labels put pressure on you to have like a certain deadline for an album? Whereas if you're doing your own thing, you kind of put it out when you're ready?
I don't really know. I think it depends on the label and on the artist, to be honest. But if I look logically, if I say that logically, I guess for a new band, a label would be a little bit would put pressure on them.
Right.
I think.
Anxious.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Probably, yeah. I mean, because they gotta find the guy the produce it and all the other stuff. So
yeah, but it will also be anti-marketing. Because in 2024 I have put out 1 EP and 1 full length, and I'm releasing one more in September.
Oh, wow.
I don't think a label would allow me to do that because it doesn't make sense. Like, we live in the world of singles and one songs and video clips and such stuff like that. But so yeah, maybe what I do is wrong from a label side of things.
Now, the one you're going to release in September, is that going to be a full length or is that just going to be another EP? Oh, really? Wow. Nice. So one of my favorite tracks on this record is Serpent's Grin. Before I get to the second part of my question, what is that song about lyrically?
Well, lyrically?
Yeah, Serpent's Grin. What is that song about?
I guess the bad side of us. The evil side we all have. And it's a satanic, it's an evil song about our dark side and a funny one to write,
Now, do you have any personal favorites on the record?
I think that Still Nowhere for the solos.
The opener, yeah.
Yeah, I love the solos on this track. And maybe a Usurper Attack too, the second track.
That's a nice one. So as you play guitar as well, are you like a lead guitar? Do you switch off with the other guy, or is it one guy just rhythm and one lead?
I was just rhythm, but the other guy's in another country. He lives in another country. He's in the Netherlands. So on our show with Midnight, I was forced to learn how to play solos. I didn't do a very good job, but it worked out, More like
it's a process of learning, right?
Yeah, I took a Kerry King approach,
Yeah, his new record's pretty cool, by the way. Did you check out the new record?
Yeah, I love it. I don't know why people are always so hard with him. I love the new record, and the vocalist did a great job. I love the riffs. It's like I loved it more like the last two Slayer albums.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah,
I was like, this should have been a Slayer record. That's right.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well let's take a look at your first single called "Under His Spell." And if you want to go to the bathroom or get a drink, I'm just going to play your first video here, let people get a taste of what you're all about. So here is "Under His Spell." All right. Love the energy. So great.
Thank you, thank you.
So you said that like the one guy's in the Netherlands is he does he live there like full time?
Yeah, but he comes here very often. We have been friends with him since like more than 13 years or something. You know, we know each other pretty well. And to be honest, I'm not sure what he's gonna do in if he's gonna move back or stay there. I don't know. Everything works.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming some of the writing or the back, like I guess he sends tracks to you or whatever if he's over there. Mm-hmm.
Of course. We have a
Judging,
pretty good communication with him.
yeah. So obviously the energy with the music and your stage presence, because I've seen some other videos where you guys have some live events that you played. The crowd goes pretty wild. So is there any plans for like a tour, or is it just local stuff for now? Like maybe you come to the States, maybe like Baltimore, you know, it'd be great to see you, you know.
I would love that, to be honest. And yeah, there are definitely plans. Not for this year, because it's too much to do.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And it's a lot of work and too early right now. So for now, I just focus on writing music, doing some videos and stuff. And from September forward, we will be working on tours and stuff like that. Yeah, but we won't say no if someone tells us can play here or something like that. You know, we always say yes.
Yeah, because I was actually friends with Norman Skinner, who's the new singer for Forbidden, and
Right.
they didn't know about Maryland Death Fest at the time that we interviewed him, and they finally got on the bill for this past year. So, like, I might pass along the information. You know, I don't know the guy who runs it personally, but I know his name's Ryan. So next May, like if you guys want to do Maryland Death Fest, you're one of the bands that would be great to be on there. Maybe talk to him and see if that can happen. You know what I mean? Anything can happen, right?
Yeah, of course. Are you kidding? That would be amazing.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course. I hope so. I wish.
Yeah, but like you said, it's all like all in time, really. You're just gonna get things in a row and get going. So really thinking of festivals and tours, like is there anything that you would envision you want to play, like just like a dream tour, or what band you'd like to tour with?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, to be honest, I would love to. Anything works for me. Like I loved when I used to play festival. I love the people and the crowd and the large crowds. I like that. But I also love the small venues and people going crazy and stuff like that. I don't know which one I prefer, to be honest. I have no idea. I like them both. I'm happy with everything. As for bands, like a fan, obviously I would love to tour with Judas Priest, you know.
Oh, that would be crazy.
I would like to see them every day. And even if it's the same set, I don't care. And but I think the more fun would be with bands like newer bands like Hellripper, Midnight, and stuff like that, and Forced, and some newer thrash bands like that. I think that would be fun. That would be very fun.
Definitely.
Also, I think a very fun band to tour with would be These Nuts, if you know them, from Australia. It's a more modern hardcore band, which we don't belong together in a musical way. But those guys drink too much, man. When I saw them here in Thessaloniki in like 10 years ago or something, I was amazed. I would be like, I want to tour with these guys because they seem the most fun guys I've ever seen. I don't know. Check them out. These Nuts from Australia.
D's nuts, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, they're
So
very fun to.
that's kind of funny because, like, I was going to ask, in the band that you're in, is there any one of you that's kind of like the Joker or the guy that messes around with everybody, pranks or anything like that?
I guess that have to be me.
The
Yeah,
lead guy is the problem.
yeah. I am the problem, but nowadays I am also the solution, so it works. Until
Yes.
now, with my former band, I was mainly the problem. You know, mainly the drunk one. And if I was drunk, I would be. I would have to be. We were playing like festivals, and I would have to be like. There was a point when I was drinking into. I had to reach, but not get over it, because if I was over it, the show would suck. You know. And lots
Mhm.
of times I was over this point. But right now I'm a bit too tired to drink that much, so it works.
Yeah, I mean, I drank when I was younger. I mean, I drink occasionally, but like now I'm 54, so it's like I just feel like so much shit after, and I'm not even a musician, so it's like
Yeah,
it takes too much of a toll on me. So I can't imagine you guys,
it's hard. It's hard, very hard to do
Yeah.
that.
So I like one thing I like about the record and your sound is it's got this bit of grittiness to it. Reminds me so much of Celtic Frost, by the way, the old school sound that they were able to capture.
Yeah,
So what kind of guitars and rigs do you guys use to kind of create that sound, that old school thrashy sound?
I've actually used two guitars on the record. Uh, One, it's funny. It's the signature guitar from the guy from Bring Me the Horizon, which has nothing to do with us and the style of music. And the other one is an Ibanez. And to be honest, everything was just plugged in the computer on the guitar. So the sound was just plugins and stuff like that. That will change on the next albums, but on this one, it just happened to sound good. I don't know why, but, but
No, it's got that kind of cool fuzziness about it, which I really like. So for you, what is the best thing about playing metal music and being a musician? Do you have hobbies outside of this, or is this kind of your biggest hobby?
no, I don't have hobbies in general. I just like making music, and that's it. And what I like about it, it's the expression. The I don't care. Can I swear here?
Yeah, yep. Let it
Oh,
loose.
yeah, nice. Okay. The I don't give a fuck, attitude that I cannot have in my life many times, which I do, but many social situations require to care about things, and I don't like caring about things. I just
Mhm.
That's what I like about being a metal musician and stuff like that. I don't give a fuck about anything. If you don't like it, good.
Fuck
If you like
off.
it, yeah, well, no, fuck off. We're still good. We're still good. But I will do what I want. Uh,
Yeah.
that's we have two guitars, for example. In live shows, we may have one guitar. You know,
Mhm.
if you don't like it, okay, we
Right.
can still be friends.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm all about the individualism. So it's like, I just
Yeah,
live my life with my wife, and we do our thing, and then you all do your thing. That's pretty much
yeah,
how it is.
exactly.
Well, I always like to ask this question whenever I interview somebody because, ever since Napster and the internet, it's impacted the music world in a big way. For you, do you think that downloading and streaming has kind of helped metal bands, or do you think it's more of a detriment, in your opinion?
I don't know. It's funny because I think right now extreme metal it's going good in
Hmm.
general, and like I see people going at shows more than before. Halloween was in Athens last year, and there was like 20 or 30,000 people. That I didn't expect that. So I think the internet helped, to be honest, with extreme metal, because a fan is a fan. The internet is fucking up the pop artists and the rap artists, yeah. But for metal, I think it works, because if I want to buy an album, I will do it.
Yep.
And we are the only fans of a specific genre that will do that. You know, other fans like you like Justin Bieber, it's more likely to buy his shoes or I don't know, than the records. But metal fans will always support the bands they love. You know.
I agree.
So
100%.
I think it helped. I think it helped the internet, and I'm very much pro piracy too. I like piracy. I went to a site to see where I get when I download illegally stuff, you know. And I checked to see if Hell Breaks Loose was in there, and it was. And I saw that it had been downloaded like 500 times, 700 times, something like that. And I was very happy about it, you know.
Yeah, I've always, I've kind of looked at it that way, both for two things. First thing, I remember when Napster came out at the time, this was like the late 90s. And so a lot of the old school stuff that I was collecting was out of print. And so in order to get some of that music, people had it and they were putting it online. You can actually grab it and listen to it. And of course, that sparked a lot of the labels to go back and reprint these albums that were out there. And so like that was a good thing. And now you can kind of cut out the middleman. Like you guys can put your record on Bandcamp and not have to worry about somebody doing it for you or trying to do promotion for you, even though that might be nice. With so many bands out there, it's nice to be able to just say, hey, let's create this record, let's put it out there and see what happens. And like you said, if there's people that are downloading it, even if it's like 500, you may get 450. It says, I'm going to buy this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the reality of what can happen. I think that's a good thing. Like, I would have never known about you without the internet. That's just how it is. And so,
yeah, of course, we're not here to persuade someone to buy our shit. I don't care. I don't really care if people buy it. Yeah, it's good. And I thank them, of course. I'm very grateful for it. But I'm okay, just listen to our stuff, I put it here
for me
for you
personally,
to listen.
if you ever put it on vinyl or cassette, I'm buying it. just putting that out there. Just putting that out there.
Eventually, it will happen sometime.
Yeah, I think right now you're just kind of happy with the exposure part of it, and that's always good.
Yeah. And thank you so much. It was a big surprise to see your video. And
I saw you were kind of shocked that you were up there, but that was for that particular week. You guys were it, and I love that record, man. It's so fucking good.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Now, if there is one thing about the industry that you could change, what do you think it would be, if anything?
Maybe the live show monopoly of some big corporations. I think we need to help newer bands tour and help newer bands because it's the only way to live off of it.
Yeah.
And it will be helpful to have some people, more companies doing booking and not pay to play it and stuff like that. I hate that. I hate that. And the people who actually will help bands to promote their shows and some people that care about I would love to have that changed about the industry. And of course the bots on you see like Drake something I don't know having 20 billion views. That are fake. These are all fake. The Spotify, the payola, I would love to change that too. Okay, we know you, so get on our playlists, or I don't know, it's stupid.
Yeah,
I
I've
think it's
heard
very
like,
stupid.
Spotify and stuff like that just really don't pay that much considering that they're streaming all the time on there.
Yeah, and it's not even about the pay. It's about the. I don't need you to put Drake on my first, on my Explore page. Like
Right.
Wraith just released a single. You know the band Wraith.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Not something I don't ever listen to. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's a good point because I saw Metallica for the first time in 2001 when they were doing the Sanitarium tour. And I was a little bit paranoid because it was around the time, of course, they were doing all the rock stuff. Luckily, they played a lot of the old thrash, which is great. But the thing that got me about it was their opening acts. They were all mainstream metal bands, which I don't have a problem with. But I think those are the opportunities where a band like Metallica, as big as they are, could have taken acts such as yourself or some other up and coming acts and put them out there to try to give them some exposure, because that'd be really good exposure. Like there are some metal bands on the local scene that do that, but
yeah,
it's tough, man. I agree with you. I think that when it comes to these bigger acts, they need to be paying attention and helping you guys out. I mean, I know they're going to sit there and say, well, it's not our responsibility, but in some ways it is. We got to look out for each other. That's to keep this scene alive. We got to look out for each other.
Yeah, and I think especially a band like this big, you don't need like in Sanitarium tour. I think it was Limp Bizkit and it was Limp
If I
Bizkit
recall,
opening.
they had System of a Down, they had Kid Rock, they had
Yeah,
Korn. I think it was all these mainstream
I don't
acts.
think Metallica needed those bands.
Right, right.
It would be the same amount of people. Like I can't believe that Limp Bizkit would draw people to see Metallica, or
Correct.
System of a Down. They could have the separate tours, and all of those people would be on those bands.
Yep.
Like, and I think, I don't know, it's not a responsibility because I don't like when I see like bands. I have a very specific example in my mind right now. Like Glenn Benton sometimes said, "Oh, fuck Corey Taylor because he never took us on tour, but he says I'm his inspiration." I don't like that.
Yeah. Right. Right.
This is whining. I don't like seeing that attitude. No, it's not their responsibility, but it will be good to have some companies that give a fuck about the artist and
Exactly.
that care about growing new artists and not sticking to the big ones and the old ones.
Yep. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's check out your second single. This one just came out not too long ago, called "Soldiers of Death." You talked about it earlier. This is probably one of your more political songs. Anything
Yeah.
specific in it?
I didn't hear.
Is there anything specific about the lyrical content in this aside from the politics?
Yeah, it's more like stupid people buying lots of stuff. That's what I had in mind. The consumerism, the Black Friday fake deals we have in Greece, because here is very different. You see the tons of people gathering around the shops on Black Friday, and the prices are more expensive than the day before.
Oh wow!
There are no offers here, but
That's
there
supposed
is
to be
a
like
Black
the day
Friday.
of sales, isn't it?
Yeah, they actually, what they do here in Greece is they put a fake price for price. I don't know. Yeah, you have the product, and there is the original price. What they
Yeah.
do on Black Friday is they take a sticker with a fake price, more expensive than before, and put it there and draw an X, like a,
Oh,
you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
And
well, let's.
the craziest part about this is the people that are still going and still behaving like that. So
Yeah,
that's what the track is about.
yeah, it gets crazy over here too. Trust me, man. People get nuts on Black Friday. I don't even leave the house. I'm like, I'm not going out in that shit. All right, let's check this out. This is Soldiers of Death. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Who came up with the concept of that video?
Me.
So all the visuals and stuff, you just picked them out somewhere, or?
Yeah, most of it is stock footage.
Very
You know,
nice.
and I loved this song for the vibe and the craziness of it. You know, it's on my mind. It's very crazy when I listen to it. It's very fun and energetic.
Oh yeah. Well, the whole album, man, is just so much energy in there. It just flows very nicely too. Because like, before I know it, I'm already on track 6 or 7. I'm like, yeah, this is great.
Thank
So
you.
you talked about in September you got another full length. Any title for that yet, or?
I don't know. I have some working titles, to be honest, and I'm pretty much confident it would be called I Am Hell. It's a more black metal approach. I don't like having hell in 2 titles of an album, but
Right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, maybe it could be like a concept album or something.
Yeah, why not? Actually, I had this idea of putting out an album with like very many tracks, like 39 or something like that.
Oh wow.
And then I said, okay, I can do a trilogy. You know, the next albums would be 3 albums with 13 tracks each.
Yeah.
And maybe then we can do like a vinyl or something with all of the tracks together, you know, 36 tracks. And
That'd be
yeah,
kind of cool. Hell yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it's just thoughts about now.
So is right now just about kind of writing more material for that record, or are you still kind of doing gigs right now around your area, or what's going on? Maybe both.
Both, you know. If some gig comes up, I will do it. We will definitely do it. But we are not looking out for it. You know, the main focus is writing songs forever. That's the main one. And when opportunities come up, we think about them and we say yes. You know?
I think if I were ever to be a musician, I'd probably be you because you're just so laid back. That's how I would approach it. Like I just like, if it comes, man. But other than that, I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's more fun this way.
You're right. Yeah, and that's what metal should be, is fun.
Yeah, of course. I used to be the opposite for too many years. And what I've seen is being stressful and worrying about it all the time and stuff like that just ruins your life. So right now I'm in a good spot, you know. And
yeah, I agree with that. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially in music, like you don't, I mean, obviously it's kind of like a job, but you don't want it to get to a point where you hate it.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know,
Of
so
course, of course.
keep it as fun as possible as long as you can.
Mhm. And when it turns it into a job, it will still be fun because you know that's my thing. You know.
Yeah. Well, tell the people who are watching where they can find you on the web, your YouTube channel or Bandcamp, and let them know that.
Yeah, we're everywhere. We're like YouTube, Spotify, Bandcamp, Facebook, stuff like that. The Usurper is the name, or the Usurper Thrash on Instagram. It's Usurper, but I will forever call it Usurper.
Asshopper. Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me. Man. It was a lot of
I
fun.
appreciate you too, bro. And
Very great to
thank
meet
you very
you.
much for the. I'm very, very glad you liked the album.
Well, be sure to pay attention towards the end of the year because the wife and I, we usually go through all the favorite records we have over the year and just do like a hour or two long video promoting them. So I'll be talking about you guys all year for sure.
Thank you.
So hang
Thank
on
you
real
very much.
quick. For the rest of you watching, please subscribe and like the channel. Go check out the Usurper on. They have a YouTube channel as well. A lot of videos up there live and also the ones you just saw. Check out their Bandcamp, their Facebook page. Great fucking band, great album. It's a debut, so check it out for sure. Coming up for me, nothing the rest of the week unless I decide to talk about my tarantulas anymore. I don't know. But we'll maybe figure it out from there. But again, Nick, thank you. Hang on for a minute. For the rest of you, see you next time on the Metal Town Radio Podcast.
Thank you.